Joining me now to discuss, Texas State Representative Keresa Richardson and Iranian-American human rights activist Goldie Ghamari. Thank you both for joining the Pulse this evening. Now, Representative Richardson, you personally stood in front of the McKinney City Council and told them to pause on this vote. But despite all of the backlash, the council still voted 7-0 to move the project forward. So at this point, can anything be done to stop it?
Yes, I believe so. Engineering studies still have to be done. We've had engineers come forward, water engineers, traffic engineers, other people to say that the city should not have okayed this project. So we're hopeful that things can still be stopped. There are ongoing investigations by our governor, Greg Abbott, and our Attorney General, Kim Paxton. There are several ongoing investigations right now. So my ask of the council was, please pause. Do not vote for this right now. Let these investigations play out before you make a final decision. So we believe there's a case for possible foreign interference from Egypt. Egypt was the first country that brought the Imam, Al-Jabali, who's the Imam over the McKinney Islamic Association. They first appointed him to the United States in 2002. So there's possible potential foreign interference there. There are many things that are concerning to us. And so we're hoping that if we can, these investigations play out and we can finish the investigations, hopefully we can stop this.
Yeah, hopefully you do stop it. Now, Goldie, I know you've studied how authoritarian ideologies like Islam take root. Explain how Islamists and radical Muslims are using America's civil liberties and local zoning laws to literally just take over American communities.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. First of all, I'm not actually Iranian-American. I mean, I wish I was American. I'm Canadian, but with the way things are going in Canada, I might have to seek refuge and asylum in America soon because the problem here in Canada is even worse. But this is exactly how Islam operates. And, you know, that man who was speaking, he's Iranian. And, you know, we Iranians, we understand very clearly how the Islamic regime works and how Sharia law works. And going to what my companion here who was saying, if someone is coming from Egypt, I guarantee you they're part of the Muslim Brotherhood. And Americans need to ask themselves this very important question. How many churches has Saudi Arabia allowed to be built in Saudi Arabia? If you look up the answer is 0. So why is it that, you know, there are 56 Muslim countries and, you know, they can build mosques wherever, but you can't build a church in Saudi Arabia, and yet they're mass importing to the United States, importing their ideology with them, and then they're taking advantage of the civil liberties and freedom of religion and freedom of rights in the United States to import their ideology. This is all part of the civilizational jihad that the Muslim Brotherhood and the Islamic regime occupying Iran wants to bring to the United States. It happened to Iran in 1979, and now it's slowly happening to Americans.
Yeah, and it's happening all over Europe. It's happening, I mean, they're literally trying to take over the globe. Now, city staff, they argue that this was just a routine land use permit and that they were legally forced to sign off on it. So, Representative Richardson, as a lawmaker on the state level, what specific laws are you drafting or looking to draft to give local leaders the authority to stop these types of projects?
We have several bills already being drafted for the next legislative session, which will be next January. The problem is we need to pause these things until the legislature can be back in office and pass the laws. And then it would be September before they would take effect. So we have a part-time legislature. We're only down in Austin every other year. So when these things come up, we either have to call a special session or we have to wait until next year to do something about it. So we need to put a pause on these things, let the investigations play out, and then enact new legislation that gives more tools to the cities and the counties to stop this encroachment.
Yeah, well, Goldie, based on your experience with radical movements like this, what signs should local governments look out for when they're evaluating projects tied to Islam?
Well, see, the challenge here is that, and I say this as a former politician myself. Now, keep in mind, I was a Canadian politician and I was kicked out of my party because the National Council of Canadian Muslims, which is the Canadian version of CARE America, so CARE Canada, accused me of Islamophobia because I was speaking out about the dangers of radical Islam. So what these jihadi movements do is they come in and they take advantage of the systems that is already in place. Because keep in mind, when the American Constitution was drafted, or when all of these local laws and regulations are being created, they're not created with thinking about the fact that there might be this evil ideology out there that wants to come and take over and basically destroy American society. But that's how they operate here, and I would just say, it's just if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it is a duck. And I mean, this is a red flag, and that Iranian man was absolutely right. So I would say to everyone in Texas and everywhere else, listen to Iranians. There's a reason that we Iranians are asking for President Trump to destroy the Islamic regime, because it's like a cancer, and once you allow that cancer to take root in your country, good luck getting rid of it, because now it's been 47 years, and we Iranians, after 47 years, are trying to get rid of this Islamic cancer in the country.
All while it's trying to grow and breed here. Well, Texas Representative Keresa Richardson, Goldie, Ghamari, God bless you guys. Thanks for joining the Pulse tonight.